Hey team. So today I wanted to talk about a book called Go for No. I had a FaceTime with a girl on my team the other day, and we were talking about some notes that I took on this book, and it made me think that I really wanted to make a video for you guys about it. So I want to get better about taking notes on the books that I read and listen to. I listen to a ton of books on audio, and then I read a ton of books too. So I love reading, I love learning, and I want to get better about teaching you guys what I've learned. So, Go for No, I took a ton of notes on this book. It's all about changing our mindset. And so many of us are afraid to talk to people. We're afraid to go out there and message people and just ask. So many people are afraid of hearing the word no. And it's something that we need to think about back when we were a child. And think about the kid that wants the cookie. And they're like, Mommy, can I have a cookie? Mommy, can I have a cookie? And you as a parent, like, no, you can't have a cookie, no. And the kid does not understand and is not fazed by the word no at all. They're just like, Mommy, can I have a cookie? Mommy, can I have a cookie? Mommy, can I have a cookie? And then finally to the point where the mom's like, okay, fine, have a cookie. So many of us are afraid to be a kid again. We're afraid to ask. And then we ask one time and then we never ask again. No doesn't mean no forever. It means not right now. And I think sometimes that we get so scared to talk to people that we just freeze. We just are paralyzed by fear of hearing the word no. And really, what is the word no going to do to you? There's a quote in this book that really stood out to me, and I want to read it to you guys. So, hearing the word yes is great, but it teaches you nothing. Learning to hear the word no over and over again and never giving up. Now that builds character. That builds self-esteem. That builds empowerment. 2 letters from greatness. No one ever remembers your failures, only your successes, including yourself. So many of us are afraid of hearing the word no and afraid of failing. But the truth is that we don't remember when we failed and other people don't remember. All we remember are those people that said yes, are those times that we succeeded. And without talking to enough people, you're never going to get to those yeses. So I think we really need to change our mindset about posting and then sitting back and waiting for someone to talk to you. Or if we do get gung-ho and we do reach out to 10 people and we don't hear back, then we just shut down. Why not go out and talk to 10 more? It's the law of averages. If you talk to enough people, you're going to get enough yeses. But it's going through those people. And it doesn't mean, like I said before, no doesn't mean no forever. No means not right now. If somebody told you they were interested one time, they're interested forever. It's just a matter of timing, whether it's financial, whether there's something going on in their personal life. You don't know, but it's our job to keep following up. It's our job to reach out to people. It's our job to let them know about this amazing opportunity that we have in these amazing products. So, when you're mining for gold, you're removing dirt. If you go and you look, I don't know if anyone watches that show, Gold Rush, but all they're doing is removing dirt. So there's another quote in this book that says, when you're mining for gold, you don't really look for gold. You remove the dirt. Gold mining and sales are very much alike. Whoever removes the most dirt by talking to the most people, oftentimes will find the most gold. So you want to think about, as you're talking to people and you're reaching out to people, all you're doing is removing that dirt, those top layers. You've got to find your gold, your golden nuggets. So you're removing rock, you're removing dirt, you're removing sand. But unless you're talking to enough people, you're never going to find those gold. You're never going to find that gold. Now, 60% of people will say no 4 times before they say yes, which means you need to go out and make sure you're talking to people at least 5 times. And I want to share some numbers with you that really blew my mind about how fast people give up on somebody. It says 44% of people will give up after hearing one no. So that means if you reach out to somebody one time and they tell you no or not right now, 44% of you are just going to give up. You're never going to go back and ask that person a second time if they're interested. So 44% of people will talk to someone one time and then they'll give up. 22% of people will give up after the second no. So that means they'll talk to somebody 2 times and they'll tell them no or not right now, and they'll never follow up again. So that's already 66% of people will give up after the second no. And after that, it goes to 14%. So 14% of salespeople will quit after asking for the third time. So once they've asked the third time and they say no, 14% more will quit after that. They'll just give up. And 12% will give up after the fourth no, which totals 92% of people will give up before asking for the fifth time. 92% of people will give up before asking somebody a fifth time if they're interested. And it says here 60% of people will say no at least 4 times before they will say a yes. So that means you're missing out on more than half of the people by not asking 5 times. Think about that. 60% is more than half. More than half of the people that you talk to need you to ask them 5 times before they will say yes. And that just blew my mind. So instead of making a goal to go out and get a number of yeses, go out and make it a goal to get a number of no's. See how many no's you can get, because then it's just one more no. And I've actually started keeping track of this. So I now write down everybody's name, and the minute I talk to them, I write 1. And I will not give up on them until at least 5 times. And even after that, I'm not going to give up. There's so many people, unless they tell me to lose their number, never talk to them again, they are not interested, which I've never one time heard in the over a year and a half that I've been in this business. I've never heard lose my number, I'm totally not interested, stop calling me. Never. So it's either not right now or next week. It's always something. They're interested, but they just can't at this time. So it's not their job to let you know when they're ready. It's your job to keep you in the front of their mind. So when they are ready, you're going to be the first person that they're thinking about because you're the one following up with them. So there's, sorry, I'm like losing my voice. I'm getting over being sick. So right here it says, instead of making a goal for the number of yeses, make it a goal for the number of no's. And it's a proven fact that the top salespeople are the people that are willing to fail. They want to fail because that means they're learning. Without failing, you're not going to learn. You're not going to grow from that. So if you're scared to talk to people, the best thing you can do is go talk to people. Like, you're never going to get better at something unless you do it. Think about the first time you got a new job and the first day you were on that job. You had no idea what you were doing. I remember the first day of Macy's, I had no clue what I was doing. And that was after going, or the first day on the floor. That was after going through like 3 days of training behind the scenes on the register and everything. And they just threw me out there. My first day on the job at Macy's was Black Friday at 2:30 in the morning at the home store, which, by the way, is the busiest part of Macy's. It's the pots and pans and the houseware and the best deals in the whole entire store. So my very first day of seasonal work after only learning behind the scenes was 2:30 in the morning, thrown out into the home store. I just had to figure it out. Now, this 10-hour shift are your Black Friday shift. So for 10 hours on my first day, I was at the busiest part, at the busiest time, trying to figure it out. And of course, the first couple of times I'm going to mess up, but by the first hour, then I know what I'm doing. I'm helping so many people. It's becoming second nature. So what better way to learn than to be thrown out there? Go talk to people. You're never going to learn how to talk to people unless you talk to people. That's it. You can sit there and watch all the training videos you want. You can sit there and watch all the YouTube Periscopes. You can read all the scripts that you want to read. But unless you're putting action and talking to people, those training videos, those books even that you're reading, do nothing unless you apply that to your job. This is your job. It is our job to talk to people. And I just think that so many people give up on themselves so fast. And it's just talking. Whoever talks to the most people is going to make the most money in this business. And it just comes down to that. Now, if you want to make just a little bit of money to cover your products, a little bit of hobby money, then sure, you're probably going to get enough people that are going to reach out to you, that are going to sign up, and you can make a little bit of extra money. But I'm talking to those people that want to make, like, I want to make this career money. I want to make more than my husband makes. This is a vehicle that can do that. But it's not going to do that by me waiting behind my phone and just waiting and hoping like someone shows up. I'm not going to post something and then be like, okay, well, I hope someone reaches out to me. It doesn't work like that. Post something and then go, comment, like, build relationships with people. And then reach out to them and say how much you love their page, how much you love their personality, and how much they would be good at this business. I love looking for positive people on Instagram, and I reach out to them. And I even joke around like, hey, this may sound like I'm being a little stalkerish, but I just love your page. You are so positive and so upbeat, and I just love your personality. I think you would be amazing at this business. Have you ever thought about learning more about the business or whatever? So you just need to talk to people. Now it says right here, the difference between wanting to fail and willingness to fail. So your willingness to fail will make it so you fail just enough to get what you want, but no more. So if your goal is to do the steps to success every month, and you go out and your first week you sign 4 loyal customers, and the next week you sign 3 distributors, and you stop talking to people because that's good enough, you've done your steps to success, then you're just doing enough to get by. You're just doing enough to get that paycheck. Or if you're just getting to the 150 PBV so you don't have to run an auto ship and you can still collect a paycheck, you're just doing enough to get by. You're just doing enough. You're just barely reaching out enough to earn that paycheck. But when you're wanting this to fail, means that you're not just tolerating the no's, you're actually going out and seeking the no's. So that means after you've done that steps to success sheet, or after you've got those few yeses, you're going to go out and get more. And you're going to go out and get more and more and more. So your wanting this to fail means you're not just tolerating the no's, you're actually going out and seeking them. You're looking for those no's. And let me tell you, like once I started doing this, to get an actual NO is impossible. I have yet to get a no. You get a not right now, you may get ignored, but to actually get a no, N-O, like no, I've never heard one time. That means people want what I have. I've heard, let me think about it, let me talk to my husband, when I have the money, when taxes come back, whatever it is, or I'm having a baby, or whatever the case may be. But to hear an actual no is very, very, very hard. And I think so many of us just stop because we're so afraid to hear the word no. When you actually go out and try to find the word no, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. So it just says rejection can be fun. We have no control over how people react, but we do have complete and total control on how we react to it. So you can hear a no and you can let that defeat you for the day, and you can let that stop you from talking to the next person. Or you can be like, okay, great. I learned maybe not what to say, or okay, that didn't necessarily work. You can take that and learn from it and then move on. Because the longer that you let a no or some negative person that doesn't believe in this business slow you down, the longer you're taking to get to where you want to go. So no one got to success overnight. No one got there by not failing. There's so many people. I think I heard that Colonel Sanders got turned down by 107 restaurants before he found one that wanted to sell his fried chicken. 107. Or no, I think it's even 1,007. Something ridiculous. So how many of you would have quit after asking 90 restaurants? And now look, KFC is on every corner, on every street, ever. Harry Potter, the lady that wrote Harry Potter, I think was rejected 750 times before somebody published her books. Now look at Harry Potter. She's the most wealthiest female author in the entire world that's ever lived. Female author. She's worth more than anybody, and she got turned down by 750 publishers. Walt Disney got turned down, I don't know how many, I don't have numbers in front of me, but I know I've heard these before. But I think like 500 times. So people don't get to the top without hearing the word no. It's how you get over that word no and how fast you move past it that you're going to seek success. But without searching for no, without going out there and trying to get it, you're never going to get success. Success does not happen by accident. It's a choice. So it kind of ends with, if you're going to go for no, go for big no's. If you're going to fail, fail big. So I think so many of us are afraid to talk to people, like whether it be somebody in a very high profession or somebody that we look up to, somebody that we think maybe doesn't need this opportunity. If we know people with a large network and we know people that have influence over people, we need to be reaching out to those people. We want those people with the network. We want those people with the influence. So if you're going to go out and you're going to search for a no, why don't you search for big no's? Go for those big no's. Maybe that person that you really want on your team, but you're afraid to ask. That lawyer, that doctor, why not ask them? Why not fail? If you're going to fail, fail big. Now, I'm going to end this. This is going on 15 minutes now. And I can start rambling. But I just wanted to get those key points off to you. And I'm going to end this with a quote that's on my dream board. And it says, I believe that we are who we choose to be. Nobody is going to come in and save you. You've got to save yourself. Nobody is going to give you anything. You've got to go out and fight for it. Nobody knows what you want except you. And nobody will be as sorry as if you don't get it. Or nobody will be as sorry as you if you don't get it. So don't give up on your dreams. I love that quote because it just shows nobody's going to build this business for you. It is up to you to go out there and build this business. So I hope this helps and you take this. It's Follow Up Friday. Go out there and message not only your potentials, but your hundreds list. Go make a new hundreds list. We are in 2016. This is the year to rock. This is not the year to stand on the sidelines and hope somebody picks you to play the game. This is time to gear up and get in the game. All right? Bye, rock stars.